everybody, this is Warbury Gamer, and welcome to my new project. Today we'll be playing, give it a second, XCOM Enemy Within. This is the expansion to XCOM Enemy Unknown, for those who don't know, which is the reboot of the classic franchise. I did a Let's Play of the first game, XCOM UFO Defense. How long ago was that? A few years ago? And I had a lot of fun with it, especially the whole community interaction where you guys got to name your soldiers. So I figured let's do it with a new game, because this game is awesome. Just give me 1 minute, I need to check something. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. So, like you may have seen from the announcement video, I don't know exactly how this is going to work with naming yet. For now, I'm just going to use a couple names of people who I know will want to see their soldiers in here. And, keep it simple early on, try not to name too many people and make sure there's spots open. Because, one thing that's different about this game is the soldiers don't die quite so easily. So, let's get started. Single player. We're going to play on the normal difficulty. Challenging but fair. There's also an easy difficulty, which I've never tried before. Because I figured why bother. And there's a classic difficulty, which I've tried and had some serious difficulty with. And impossible. For those players who find joy in suffering. Not that much. We're also going to go into advanced options. I don't need tutorials. I know how this all works. I'll explain it as we go. These are some DLC missions that were added on to the original game. So we're going to leave those activated. We're going to activate Iron Man, which says, play with a single save that's updated automatically as you progress through the game. In Iron Man game, your choices and their consequences are permanent. So this may not end in success. I may end up losing all my guys and having a failed playthrough, but if that happens, then it happens. Rich beginner voiceover. I don't need that, yeah. I know how this game works. So yeah. Iron Man means I cannot... In the previous XCOM playthrough I did, I set myself a rule where I wouldn't load saves, but then I did end up doing that at one point, and I told myself I wouldn't. Now with Iron Man activated, I do not have a choice. It auto-saves every turn, so if something bad happens, I have to live with it no matter how unfair it is, or how much I don't want to lose somebody. Also going to check second wave. I don't think we need anything here, do we? It's like optional things you can activate for second playthroughs. So I don't think we need to do anything like that. Like save scum, for example, or if you're not playing Iron Man, it's loading a save game or reset the random number seed, so taking an identical action may yield different results. So you could like keep firing and reloading and firing until it works. Let's see. Potential. Okay, I think we're just going to leave all of this default. We're going to have these two DLCs, Iron Man and reduced beginner voiceover. Because again, I can explain things that are important to know. Those are still activated. Okay, let's begin. No, I don't need the tutorial. Which, by the way, if you haven't played this game before, and you decided to pick it up like this interests you or something, I would definitely recommend playing the tutorial anyway, even if you watch my series and you learn how to play it, just because it has a nice narrative introduction to the game, but it also has some drawbacks that I think are worth it your first time playing through. I'm going to say no and just play it normally, because I know how this game works. Those who play with the devil's toys will be brought by degrees to wield his sword. Buckminster Fuller.
light of the recent extraterrestrial incursion, this Council of Nations has convened to approve the activation of the XCOM project. You have been chosen to lead this initiative, to oversee our first and last line of defense. Your efforts will have considerable influence on this planet's future. We urge you to keep that in mind as you proceed. Good luck, Commander.
XCOM. Enemy Within. That guy's voice, I can't do anywhere close to that. So okay, now we get to choose our base location. You don't get to pick the exact spot like you did in the original game. Instead, you pick a country start, and you just have the one base, so you don't have to worry about building multiple bases, which I kind of like. So we can go, and each different location you pick have different benefits for you. North America, you get air and space. All aircraft and aircraft weapons cost 50% less to purchase, build, and maintain. Europe gives you expert knowledge. Laboratories and workshops cost 50% less to build and maintain. Those are probably my two favorites. Actually, those two and Africa, which gives us monthly XCOM funding increased by 30%. Money is always good. Having a lot of it will help. Asia isn't terrible, but it's kind of runs out. This is a future combat. All projects in the Foundry and the Officer Training School cost 50% less. That's really good because there's some awesome upgrades in both those areas, but the number of upgrades you get from those areas are kind of limited, so if you were to research everything, this wouldn't do anything for you anymore. In South America, we have ways. Autopsies and interrogations are completed instantly. That's probably the worst of them, but autopsies and interrogations actually do have some benefits. So that's not actually... I think it used to be really bad, but in Enemy Within, they've changed things a little bit so that basically by doing autopsies and interrogations, you can learn some small new technologies and also get research credit towards upgrading certain weapons. Like, one guy might give you research credit towards plasma weapons, which means it'll take you less time to research plasma weapons. Things like that. I usually go for... Let's see, I've finished this game, but I haven't finished Enemy Within. I finished Enemy Unknown, the game before this. This is like the expansion to the original game. And I beat it when I was in Africa. And now I'm trying to decide if I should go to North America or Europe. Well, in this case, I'm thinking that so I have a file that I was playing a few months back that I started in North America, and also I picked North America when I was that's where my first base went in UFO Defense, the old series I did. So I'm thinking maybe change things up. We'll go to Europe, because having laboratories and workshops costs less to build and maintain is pretty useful. I think it is, at least. I'm trying to think if it reduces the cost, because I know that to build a laboratory or workshop, you need to have a certain number of scientists or engineers and a certain amount of money. I'm trying to think if it reduces the number of scientists or engineers you need too, or if it's just the money cost. In some ways, air and space is actually better. Tough to say. I'm gonna try starting Europe, just to change things up.
The next deployment site is in the UK.
Alright, so we're gonna go straight into our first mission.
We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
Alright, let's get started. Now, we won't get a chance to customize or name our soldiers yet. We have to do this mission first. So, we'll get to naming them after this. Most of the time I'll have names for the soldiers before they actually get into their first mission. So just so that we don't know what they're going to be. Alright, let's begin.
Strike one, this is Central. You are free to engage all hostile contacts in the AO. Don't take any chances.
Okay, so this is the map. We use the mouse wheel to move up different levels, so I can run to the building stuff. One thing that's definitely changed in this version is the fact that now there's cover. You absolutely want to use cover anytime you can. If you don't have cover, then you're a sitting duck and you're going to die very quickly. So I think what we're going to do is have you go over here.
Moving.
See if we can spot any aliens. None yet. How about over here? here.
Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Oh, there's Meld. Meld is another new resource in the game. Meld's used for various upgrades, and it's generally pretty awesome. You really want to collect as much as possible, and the way this works is you see this number up here? This is a timer. We have that many turns to reach this before it self-destructs. So I'm going to send someone to start running that direction. I also noticed this. The blue area is where you can move for your first action. If you move past it into the yellow area, you can move that far, but you'll end your turn. Each soldier's turn can be comprised of 2 actions. They can have a move and a fire, or they can just move. I don't think they can just fire, though. I think they have to... if they fire, their turn is over, no matter what, like wherever they are. So I'm going to move up to here. Oh, here we are. Some sectoids. I'm sure you guys remember these. Those of you who watched the original series. That's another thing. Enemies will be like teamed up in groups, and when you spot them, they will like separate and take cover. Alright, I would like to have someone on Overwatch, but I don't really have any. And no one's close enough right now. I'm not in a good position, so I'm gonna go ahead and have this person dash over to here, just so they're ready. Another thing to keep in mind: different types of walls have different levels of cover. Like you can see this wall. See, there's a full shield on this guy. That means he has full cover. Whereas why do you only have half cover? That should be a full cover wall. But like right here, you see it's half cover. Half cover is better than no cover, but you always want to go for full cover whenever you can, because that'll make it hardest for enemies to take you out. That's not cover, so just because there are enemies back here, I want to be careful about this. Alright, I'll take cover here. Alright, alien's moving. We got to the restaurant. I'm gonna take a shot. Took a hit. It's not good. Actually, that could be really bad. If this guy hits too, then I may already have a dead soldier. Okay, good. He missed. But he did destroy the cover, which is a bit of a problem. On the other hand, where do I want to go here? I'd like to flank, because another thing that is in this game is you can flank enemies and get bonuses to your hit chance. We better be closer though. Okay, first off, I'm going to go over here. We got plenty of time to get to that meld, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to move closer, and then I'm going to take a shot at one of these. I'll put that one in the back. Not highest chance to hit, but that's okay for this game. We'll give it a shot. Nice shooting. Okay, happy with that. Alright, we're gonna have you take cover right there. And see, it turned yellow. That means I've got a flanking position, which means my chance of hitting goes through the roof. And my crit chance goes up too. Awesome. Good job, soldiers.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Oh, that's another thing. Doing certain things, like if you when you have next to the door, you can click it like this to open it quietly. If you just run through, you can kick the door down if you need to get through in a hurry. And you can also jump through glass windows, but that will cause noise, which will alert the aliens to where you are. So, just a heads up. Be aware of that.
Moving out.
Not too worried, this is the first mission, and yeah, I'm gonna put you on Overwatch. Overwatch is, it's like in the last game when you left your soldier with time units, where if they saw an enemy move into their field of vision, they would take a shot. If you put a unit into Overwatch, then they'll automatically fire at anyone they happen to see. I think I'm gonna actually... No, I'll just have you wait. No, wait. No, I'm being decisive. Train staff, I want you to go over... Yeah, I want you to go over there, I think. Got someone here. Someone there. Yeah. So we're gonna have you move in here.
On
Yeah,
my
right
way.
there is good. If someone comes to that red door, they might be in trouble, but usually they're lying in wait for me to activate little clusters of them. So I don't think I have to worry too much about that.
That's affirmative.
Let's take cover here. Open the door.
Positive enemy contacts.
Oh, they spotted me. These guys can't move very far. I'm used to having high-ranking soldiers who have a better movement. Alright, we're gonna have this guy run over here and capture the meld container. Just left click on it. There we go. Alright, so I got some meld. Which again I'll go over in more detail what that does later. Alright, slightly higher chance to hit this guy. Let's take the shot. Oh, he missed. Well, I can't expect to hit everyone.
If you don't hit 'em.
I'm gonna have you wait right here on Overwatch. In case, so if they come right through that door, then they'll get attacked. And same with you.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Move right here and Overwatch. If they try to enter this building, they're going to be caught in the crossfire. I guess I'll move you over here for now. I don't see any aliens out here, so I think we're safe, and they're all back here. In fact, these might be the last two. Here's a psychic buff. This is one thing that these sectoids can do, is they can improve the abilities of their shoot, point blank, huh? Nice shooting. It basically improves their things like their damage, and that gives them extra health. The downside is it psychically links them. So if I go over
That's
here,
affirmative.
flank him, yeah, that one, and shoot him, he dies, and cycling feeds back and kills the other one. And they're both dead.
Good work out there, Strike One.
So that's something you can
If I may,
definitely take
Commander,
advantage of.
The labs are on high alert. Teams are standing by for your orders. We can begin researching the newly recovered artifacts immediately.
Okay, so we killed 4 aliens, didn't lose anybody. One person got injured, but they'll recover. And we got both meld canisters. We only found one of them, but because the other one didn't activate, and we killed all the aliens, we were able to recover it in a downtime, so it counts as you recovering that. So we got excellent ratings everywhere. Not that I really expected any less for the first mission, but I was worried for a minute there that I was going to actually lose someone on the first mission. That would have been awful.
Commander to the research labs. Commander.
Anyways, back to the base, which we can actually take a look at now.